Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. So in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the chin mount for a GoPro on a motorcycle helmet. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the series and the channel. Please subscribe and hit the notifications bell down there. So in this video, as I say, I'm reviewing the chin mount for a GoPro on the motorcycle helmet. Now, I was always looking for a better point of view shot. Now, I usually run with a Drift Ghose HD camera on top of the helmet. Gives me a great view, unobstructed view of the road ahead or the trail ahead if I'm going off-road. I stopped using the side mount because I didn't like the helmet in the shot, and I'm also losing a lot of the left-hand side of the view as well. So I really wanted to look at this chin mount for the GoPro. Now, I usually ride with a chest mount for the GoPro, but I just think it captures too much of the fuel tank, the handlebars, that kind of thing. So I wanted something a little bit closer to the eye line. So I thought I'd try this out. Now, I bought this from eBay. It cost, £4.80 or something. It's $6 or $7, really cheap. And I was a bit dubious, I must say, because I thought, well, what's the quality going to be like? But actually it came through lots of little adapters with it. It had a 3M sticker with it as well, so I was confident it was going to stick to it. It also had a safety string as well, and another suction mount or a sticky mount for your helmet, or you can tie it off to your jacket as well, so even if it did fail, then the camera would be secure. You can just mount it up, measure up where it needs to be, tighten up the bolts, and away you go. Now, I took some footage of both on the GoPro and the Drift HD Ghose on the ride this evening, also with fading light as well, but I wanted to see how stable this was and how much of a good view that I would get. So watch the video and see you on the other side. Okay, so this is a direct comparison of the GoPro Hero4 and the Drift Ghose HD. And the Drift is mounted on top of the helmet, and this is the new mount for the GoPro, which I'm trying out, which is the chin mount for the helmet. So I'm hoping it will give a much better view than the rather loftier mount that the Drift gives. The Drift mount on top of the helmet is the best I've had so far, but it is slightly high. It's slightly higher than the rider's eyes point of view, which you're really hoping to go for. So this chin mount might be a little bit better, but the only thing is, I don't actually like shooting through the windshield on the windscreen on the bike. It just distorts the image, and I just don't really like it. Especially if you've got a bit of a dirty windscreen, which mine is right now. It's not that great. Okay, so for this comparison, I've actually placed the GoPro in the waterproof casing with the open back, so it'll get some road noise with it, but it shouldn't be able to pick up my voice that great. Now, I've got the lip mic, the Lavalier mic, hooked up to the Drift Ghose, which I normally do, so that's recording the sound. Now, I prefer to have the GoPro and Drift mounted actually to the helmet anyway, because that's the best one that'll reduce the vibration, the shaky video. Your body acts as a shock absorber, so it's much better. And also, from a riding point of view, it follows the rider's perspective a lot better. You just have to be conscious about not moving your head too much, otherwise it does become like a bit of a nodding donkey. But it is a lot better when you can actually see the head movement that reflects the eye movement of the rider, especially when you're looking for the best view round a bend, that kind of thing. So I think with the GoPro right now, I can see it's just about getting the angle right, tightening up all the screws on the chin mount, and making sure that it's not going to wobble around so much. You eliminate that as much as you can, then you're going to get a much better view. Now I know obviously the GoPro 7 got the enhanced stabilization now, so you know you're going to eliminate a lot of that shaky video. The only problem is that sometimes, especially for motorbike riding, and especially when you go off-road, I don't know, maybe I'm alone in this, but sometimes I want a bit of vibration. I want to have that dynamic feel to the video, because it, you know, lets me know when I'm watching the video, actually there is some hardship here. Sometimes it's smoothed out too much, you know, gets rid of that dynamic edge. Now yes, the quality of the video is that much better, of course it is, I'm not saying it isn't, but what I'm saying is you kind of lose that grittiness to the video. So as you can see, got the two. I'm going to put these obviously side by side now, so you'll have a direct comparison between the two. And it's really about which is the best view for a rider POV point of view. That's what I'm really after. Now, the Drift, I've always thought is a great camera, because it's slimline and it's streamlined, so you're lot less likely to snag it on something, especially if you're going through the off-road, through the undergrowth, through trees, that kind of thing. However, with this chin mount setup on the GoPro, because you've got natural shock absorption through your body and through your, you know, you're wearing it on the helmet, it's going to be a lot less shaky, and I think it's going to give it a lot better rider point of view. The only thing I don't particularly like is that it is going to be shooting through the windscreen a little bit more, whereas with the helmet cam on top, you're actually shooting above the windscreen on this bike. Now if you didn't have a windscreen, it wouldn't be that much of an issue. Now I've got to think, just by looking at the camera, because I didn't set it up with the iPhone app, I think this is going to be a little bit too high. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to reset it just so it's facing forward just a little bit more. I think the best thing to do is just stick this screen down. There we go. Let's do that. One of the reasons why I prefer to have the windscreen up on the bike, it's actually not for comfort, my riding comfort, it's more to do with the wind getting onto the mic when I'm recording. I have noticed a bit of a difference sometimes, so hopefully I've hidden the mic quite well on this one, so it won't be so bad. I always think this is a lovely time of day. Sun is just setting. Beautiful. Oh, another coffee shop. Just what the world needs. Yeah, so one of the advantages I can already see with the GoPro mounted on the chin is that the record on-off button is within plain sight. So I can just reach forward and just turn it off and on. If, let's say, it's a particularly boring stretch of road, I can just turn it on. Whereas with the Drift on top of the helmet, it's a bit of a fumble, especially with bike gloves on. So invariably what I'd have to do is stop the bike, take a glove off, reach round, feel it, and then turn it off. Whereas with this, I can also see there's a little red, the record light is on or off, you see. So from that point of view, it's a lot better setup. And I think you're still getting a good view of the road or the track ahead, whatever you're riding on. And it's naturally stabilised because it's on your head as well. Oh, lovely, look at this. So the sun has set now, just dipped below the horizon. We're losing light quite quickly now. Now obviously action cams are fantastic, you know, for bike, any action sort of riding, the dynamic sort of edge that you need. They're small, they're compact, but they kind of work best with optimal light conditions, of course. They still really haven't produced a camera, an action cam, that works really well in low light conditions or in the dark. So I remember I had a Sony Handycam many years ago, and it had this night mode or a night infrared mode. And do you know what? It was actually really good for a really old camera, but they never really duplicated that ever since. And they certainly haven't put it on a kind of action cam. And I think, you know, if GoPro and Drift, you know, ever watching this video, then that's what they kind of need to address. That's the next evolution. You know, you've got audio, you can get better audio quality, you can get better video quality, of course, but really it's fine as it is. The next step is to operate low light conditions or in dark night conditions. That's what we need. Because when you're looking at especially action sports or motorbike riding, that kind of thing, there's a whole world of possibilities for nighttime riding, nighttime videos that we all know we're just not really able to capture that well. So this is where the helmet mounted camera works best. As you saw, I just went through the bend there. I could turn my head, look through the bend. So let's say I'm making an instructional video, that's where it works wonders. And also mounting on the top or now on the chin, you get an unobstructed view of the road ahead. I really don't like the side mounted cameras because you get, you know, half the helmet in there, and also you're missing half of the view. So having it mounted centrally on top or on the chin, I think that's the optimal place really for, you know, moto vlogging or, you know, any kind of motorcycle video really. That's where it is. I think you can, you know, you mount them, that's for a rider point of view shot. Now for a general bike shot, obviously then you can mount them anywhere. But then you've got to look at vibrations and everything like that. But obviously the newer cameras, you've got that sorted anyway. So here, looking through the bend. It's an open bend anyway, so I don't really need to look through that much, but you see what I mean. I didn't need to go on the outside there because I can see there's nobody else coming. Wow, look at this. See, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so as you can see, the capture is really quite good. You're getting the handlebars and the top of the windscreen. Yeah, unfortunately with my bike I do have that windscreen, which helps wind noise on the mic, but also you're actually shooting through it. So this is where the drift on the top of the helmet is great, because it shoots over that and you don't really get that in view. However, with this GoPro on the chin mount or on the chest mount, you're going to get that. But in saying that, it's still a great view. I was concerned about whether it would vibrate too much, but actually having the cameras mounted on the helmet works really well, because you're a natural shock absorber anyway. And as long as it's rigidly attached to the helmet, and you know you're bracketry, if you like, is all tightened up. It should be fine. You can see the shot is actually really good. I'm shooting both with 1080 HD, 25 frames per second as well, so there is a direct comparison between the two. You can see, you know, you're getting a great shot with the GoPro and with the Drift. I think this is a great position for the GoPro. The problem with the GoPro, as we know on motorcycle helmets, if they're mounted on top, they're just too exposed up here. On the side, exactly the same. Now, if you're riding on the roads, that's not really a problem. But if you're riding off-road, that could be a problem. It might snag on something, let's say a tree or whatever. So, you know, having it on the chin here, you're still getting a great view, very close to the eye line, but also it's protected and it's out of the way of anything that might snag it. So from that point of view, it's great as well. For £4.83, $6, whatever it is, I think it's a fantastic buy. I'm certainly going to be riding with this a lot more. I'll still be with the top camera as well, but that'll give me the benefit of just having two views, chop and change. I could also mount a couple of extra cameras on the bike as well to have on-off bike shots. And rider shots as well, so that kind of mixes up the videos as well. But I think, you know, this for a really cheap edition actually works really well. Anyway, so hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the footage as well, showing you what it can do, how stable it is, and what kind of shot you can expect from it as well. So it's a kind of a shot in between the top mount and the chest mount, if you like. So it actually brings you closer to the eye line. It's on the helmet, so you're moving your head around. You've just got to be aware of not excessive head movement, otherwise you get this kind of nodding donkey effect. I know with the newer cameras, the GoPro 7 for example, they've got the enhanced image stabilization, which is great, don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, and kudos to GoPro for that. But sometimes it loses a little bit of that grittiness, that authenticity, in my opinion, when, you know, you are shaking around, especially off-road. You know, there is bumps and, you know, ruts and everything that you have to go through, so that, you know, the bike is shaking, you're shaking, and sometimes, you know, if you smooth that out too much, you're not really getting the full effect of, you know, the ride. But I think, you know, with the cameras mounted to the helmet, and especially if you're going relatively slow speed where you're on off-road, you know, you're not hardly getting any camera shake anyway. So you act as a natural shock absorber. But anyway, hope you found it useful, and please leave comments below, and if you like the video, please give it a like, and subscribe and hit the notifications bell as well. Anyway, catch you on the next video, whenever that is. Cheers now.